We're live.
I love it, like, I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1. We're live.
It used to do a 3, 2, 1. It obviously hasn't today.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to the WTF1 Watchalong for the Tuscan Grand Prix. I always think it's the Mugello Grand Prix, but it's the Tuscan Grand Prix qualifying. And, well, joining me is a person just down there. You can see that baby face right there. He never, ever ages. It's Tommy WTF1, the founder.
Hello.
Are you ready, Tommy, for a quite close qualifying by the looks of things?
Yeah, it's true, actually. Verstappen was pretty close. I know everyone's saying, oh, well, Mercedes are sandbagging, but if it's going to be any track where Red Bull can beat Mercedes, it's probably going to be this one, to be honest. It's flat out, high downforce. That's what Red Bull love, right? So, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. So, for anybody that's new to this watch-along, which I'm sure some of you are, we won't be showing any footage because we're not allowed to. Just some few housekeeping. For people that are regular watchers, you know how upset I get when people go, where's the footage? We don't have it. We're not allowed it. The timer up in your top left-hand side of the screen is where we are in the session. We will be about a minute and a half behind what is actually going on live on your televisions if you're watching on Sky or whatever. But that's because of the YouTube delay, and we're also watching on a stream so that we can be synced up. So there's your housekeeping rules.
Another I will add.
Go on.
Yeah, because we're a minute behind. Don't be posting in the chat like, oh my god, this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, feel free to have a chat about it, but don't be posting like times before they've crossed the line on our stream and stuff. So, because that won't be fun for anybody.
Yeah, for people that are kind of spoiling it for the ones that are synced up with us, which you'll see on the top left-hand side of your screen, as I say, that's how many minutes are left in the session. For people that start spoiling it, I'll just ban you, just straight up. So, yeah, there you go. Let's enjoy the Tuscan Grand Prix qualifying, and well, it looks like at least Verstappen is somewhere in the mix, Tommy, and we know for a fact now that Mercedes aren't going to be able to turn it up like they have previously.
Yeah, let's hope they really weren't sandbagging, because Verstappen seemed on it. It's one of those tracks. I mean, high downforce and Red Bull, that's what you want, isn't it? So it's surely going to be the one. That Ferrari looks lovely. Big fan of their livery. Although I don't think it quite does it as justice, apparently, when you see it in real life, but the gloss looks beautiful. Because, yeah, Ferrari's 1,000th Grand Prix.
1,000th?
1,000th. I hate saying that. When it was F1000, when was that? Last year? China?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated saying it. Oh, wow. Is that just Sergio Perez just cutting the corner for anyone?
Oh, my
that,
God, that's F1 2020 kind of lines.
Yeah.
That was very naughty from Sergio.
So I'm guessing they are now... I heard they're now enforcing track limits.
That's good. Brian just said, I have to go, but have a nice day. Thanks for stopping by, Brian.
Thanks for watching us talk about the intro.
Yeah, yeah. You tuned in for the
Great
intro,
content.
Imagine if he's gone to go and watch qualifying. That would hurt.
Yeah. I enjoy the 30 seconds of banter before the qualifying starts, but I'm now going to watch it. Goodbye.
Hello, NGM. We'll try and interact with the chat a bit more. I will try to do that at least. A lot of people asking where the footage is, which is hilarious. Well done. Good job, guys. Let us know your predictions. What will be your top three coming into this? It looks like, well, if we look at ours, Tommy, my Verstappen shout might not actually be too bad, because I did kind of think Red Bull would still be a few tenths behind, but FP3 suggests that we could have an interesting little ding-dong.
I'll be honest, I thought you were a bit crazy to to put Verstappen in there, but fair play. It doesn't look as crazy as you thought, because have Mercedes been 1-2 every single qualifying this year? I believe so.
I would say
I can't
so,
think
yeah.
of one. I'm sure chat will remind us if not, but I'm pretty sure they've been 1-2 in every qualifying session. So yeah, it's going to take a lot. But if, like I say, if there's going to be any track, it's this one, because not many heavy braking zones, not slow corners, lots of flat out sections. And
trying to link up that.
Start.
Yeah,
yeah.
doing the timer. There we go. Boom,
Yeah.
done it. Right, there you go. up there. No, up that way. Up that way. 16 minutes 33. That is how long we have left in Q1. So you can sync up your timings with us and enjoy this wonderful watch along together.
Lovely stuff. So yeah, fingers crossed. It's going to be unbelievably quick. I saw the prediction before qualifying. So MotoGP, the lap record is a 1 minute 45, and they're obviously very quick bikes. And I think Marc Marquez, if you don't know MotoGP, he's the MotoGP champion. He predicted they'd be half a minute quicker, and it looks like he's going to be about spot on because we're looking at 1 minute 16, 15, something like that, which is unbelievable. They barely break on this track at all, do they? So,
yeah, I think it will be a very difficult place to overtake. Personally,
oh yeah,
I think this is going to be a track that not many people like after Sunday, but watching them in qualifying is pretty fun to watch. Like, we're on board with Russell right now. Obviously, purple in the first sector. Only Latifi and Russell out on track at the moment.
174 miles an hour round a corner in a Williams. That's how quick this track is. Unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. I'm very much looking forward to the driver posts, which I've already seen after free practice. Everyone's on their Instagrams and stuff going like, "Oh my god, I love this track. Best track. It feels amazing to be out there." And you just know on Sunday there'll be the posts of really difficult day, couldn't overtake, but on to the next one.
Yeah, at least we've got a really long straight, which is something. It's going to be quite difficult, I imagine, for cars to follow round that last corner, but it is a very long straight. So,
yeah. Banging F3 race this morning.
I didn't watch. Oh, Latifi, that was definitely a corner cut.
So strangely, they've changed their corner cut. That was fine up until qualifying. So it's a bit strange that they would change track limits just before qualifying. But here we are.
What's Latifi going to pop in? Oh, he goes faster than Russell.
Oh, Russell exposed.
Hello.
Latifi to Mercedes.
Russell never been out-qualified in his 29 races in Formula One. His 30th one. Is he going to bottle it?
I can only assume that Russell. I mean,
Had
can you
shocker.
imagine? Imagine if it happened, exactly a tenth. So
exactly a tenth. Are you all right? 924 and 024. That is exactly a tenth. I read that wrong.
I was like, what? Am I being really stupid?
I was like, come on. I read that as 004. Anyway, we move on.
Right.
Well done, Tommy. That was exactly a tenth. Good maths. Everyone else is now
Quick
starting
maths.
to come out on track.
Soft tyres.
thought-
Those garages are tight, aren't they? You can tell that they're not really made for F1. And that this wasn't going to be on the calendar.
Giancarlo, Matt, look behind you. Do you not think I've ever streamed before? This is not a thing. I'm sorry. I'm literally in the roof of my house. There's not going to be anything behind me. And if you keep saying it, then, well, I'm going to have to start getting housekeeping on you. Either way, 12 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in Q1, as you can see in the top left-hand side of your screen with the timer.
Kimi Räikkönen on track. Interesting. Do you see that post from F1 that yesterday, rather fittingly, Kimi did his first ever test in an F1 car, and it was at Mugello, and it was for Sauber, which obviously are now Alfa Romeo. So 20 years exactly to the day he was at Mugello, driving around in the same car, essentially. So the circle of life for Kimi.
Matt, buy a wardrobe. No, I will not. I have. It's an arched roof thing, and it doesn't fit.
Say,
Can you
how
not
are you
see?
going to get a wardrobe?
Can you not
there?
see the
That
way
is
it goes? It goes that
gravity.
way, like that.
Gravity
I can't
would not
get
allow
a
a wardrobe.
I like having space in my room. Therefore, we have hangers. It's your fault that you're watching. Okay, I could have much worse clothes out. I don't own any other worse clothes, but apart from a Ron Burgundy suit. But anyway,
Classic stream. Formula One cars going round
Yeah,
Mugello, and someone's takeaway is, Matt, look at your
I
clothes.
know it is. It is quite fun. It's good. We got to have a bit of banter with chat. I know that they're not being serious. Oh yeah, going by the immaculate intro, you're a natural streamer. I feel like that was sarcasm, Colin. Matt's in the loft. Yes,
So
he is.
rude.
Hey, Matt and Tommy, how are you guys? Says Anthony LSC. Keep up the amazing stuff. You guys are the best. All right, Anthony.
Thank
Let's
you.
ask Tommy because no one cares about how I am. How are you, Tommy?
I'm great. I'm looking forward to this session. You know, let's have a battle for pole, a proper battle for pole between Bottas, Hamilton, and Verstappen. It looks like, and
Stroll?
hopefully, oh wow, Stroll's popped in a banger.
16.7. Raikkonen 6/10 back. Then you got Giovinazzi now goes quicker than Raikkonen. Carlos Sainz
Oh,
fastest
wow.
in first sector. My pick for P5 today.
McLaren will be strong here, I'm sure. Here's Lando
Ooh, Perez
with his new
3/10
helmet.
slower than Stroll. Who would have thunk it?
Wow. Perez slower than Stroll, Raikkonen slower than Giovinazzi, and Russell slower than Latifi. What is going on today?
I think Stroll's the better teammate at the moment, though, Tommy. It has to be said.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. He's fourth in the championship. Oh, here comes Hamilton. Purple.
Oh, Bottas now purple in the middle. Is Valtteri finally turning up to this championship? Probably not.
I mean, it's always the race, isn't it? They go so wide into that final corner
Yeah.
using all the runoff.
What's Hamilton going to pop in? Oh, just a 15.7. Yeah. That's fine.
That's unbelievable.
That's absolutely fine. Please, Verstappen, be somewhere near that. Bottas goes quicker, 15.7 as well. What's Verstappen going to do? It's oh, God, 16.3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Well, it was fun.
Yeah, well, our optimism has gone, and that's it.
At least they can turn at the end. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, Stroll has new components. Perez is driving with older components, so...
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, we'll see. Albon... Let's see where Albon puts himself, because...
Well, what's old Seb doing?
That doesn't look comfy.
Oh, he's on an outlap, so here we go. 1000th
Celebrating.
GP.
What a cool helmet that is. Old school. One side, new the other. Love it.
Hopefully we ride on board with him. I'd like to see how this Ferrari is acting in Q1.
Yeah, we've been on board with Mercedes a lot. We want to see how difficult the Ferrari is to drive. A lot more corrections than a Mercedes.
Yeah. I reckon he's probably going to be 3 or 4 tenths down in the first sector. Oh my... Oh, 6 tenths down?
I mean, you're looking at it and you're thinking, where are they losing all that time? Because it doesn't look horrendous, but the Mercedes is just so planted. Yeah, the Mercedes is just another level.
Leclerc's half a second down in the first sector.
Wow, after FP1, I was feeling quite ambitious, feeling like Leclerc could pull something out of the bag. Might be a circuit that Ferrari kind of better suited for, but
Indeed.
So here's Ferrari's lap time. Let's see how they do. I'm going to guess not great.
I think it's going to be a 17. It is. It's a 17.3.
Unbelievable.
What's Charles Leclerc going to do? I don't think Charles going to be up in P4 for me and P5 for you by the looks of things.
No, that was maybe a little bit ambitious,
go
wasn't
sixth. Not too bad.
it? Okay.
It's very close in that midfield. Jeez. Between Perez and Raikkonen. Oh, Albon pops in with just 7 tenths slower than Verstappen as per usual.
Oh, it's bad, isn't it? Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Gasly does because he's been looking pretty quick this weekend.
I actually moved Gasly out of where P4... Oh, wow. Okay, 15th.
You now regret.
No, I don't. He just got 15th.
Not. Oh, Kvyat's in 8th, so you'd assume that there's more time in the bag.
Russell only a 10th off. Oh,
Latifi!
Nicholas!
For a moment, it was like, that can't be Bottas' time he's up on.
I imagine.
But no, driver quicker than Gasly. So this would put Nicholas quicker than Russell and out of the drop zone.
Q2, sorry.
Q2, yeah.
Go on, Nicholas Latifi.
Go on.
Driving towards the line. What's he going to do? Can he get ahead of... He does! 13th!
Wow. Latifi.
Where's this come from? Sorry, commentary. Can we say something about Latifi just going 13th, please? Oh, thank you, Crofty. That's huge. That's like the biggest story of Q1.
Yeah, that's well impressive.
Pierre Gasly down in 16th. Last week's race winner, may I remind you all.
How could we forget? But it's weird, isn't it, that I feel like this at the end of Q1 is going to be... I mean, look already. Traffic's going to be dreadful. Oh, they're coming in, but
so bad. Oh my god.
Haas slower than Williams. Right, it's very, very, very close between Ocon. Giovinazzi in 12th and Russell. You only need to find a couple of tenths, and you're going from the Williams essentially.
Rob Hunter says, "Got Sky muted. Would rather hear Matt screaming. In my opinion, lovely." You guys are delayed. Yes, we know. We know. We are not live with the TV screens. I am. That's why we have the timer right there, so you can pause it and be on board with us at the same time. Lando looking very vulnerable as well. As soon as we come to like a quite heavy downforce track, Mercedes are just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable time, isn't it?
Adam Smith, stop addressing the delays, Matt. There's a delay. Matty, please don't scream down the mic when you get excited. I'm sorry, Wish. I can't promise you that. I really can't.
We're sorry for.
I don't have Sky. You guys are my commentary-based gaming. Oh, that's lovely. So right now, Norris is on the cusp in 15th. Then we've got Gasly, Raikkonen, Russell, Grosjean, and Magnussen. It is quite close between Gasly and Grosjean. Only just over 2 tenths separating those. So we could see a couple of surprises.
It's very close.
Latifi just flying up there in 13th.
Really close between. Yeah.
Leclerc's lap time is biblical. Matty, breathe down the mic, please. You guys are awesome. You're awesome, Nathan. One question. Is there a delay? I'll get back to you on that one. Sergio Perez. Decently up in P5 at the moment. You're looking pretty nice for that P4 there, Tommy.
Yeah, Perez, I guess you'd hope. I was basing it on the fact that Hulkenberg was good at Silverstone, and this, I guess, what would you say this is the most like on the normal calendar? Probably, well, I guess Suzuka isn't really on it. So the ones we've raced at, probably most like Silverstone, would you say? With the high-speed corners, but I guess there's not any slow
to really
corners.
Compare it to. It's a very unique track. There's a lot of medium speed corners, isn't there?
Yeah.
So yeah, mate. I mean, even Silverstone doesn't have as many medium speed as this, I don't think.
Yeah, true. I do like, unfortunately, and now Tommy's usual. Let's get rid of practice part of the watch-along.
Go on, Tommy.
The fact that the teams were like testing out at the start and no one really knew the setup and they were in the wrong gears and stuff, it does make you think like you go into that session straight away with a bit more unknown, especially on a new track like this. They can't really prepare for it, and I think that would make it a little bit more exciting, which is why Imola I think is going to be really interesting to see. But it's such a unique track, like you say, that we've not prepared for it. And I noticed they were even having to tell I think it was Hamilton that he was in the wrong gear because he was damaging the power unit around a certain corner.
Interesting. So yeah, it's nice to be in that element of unknown, isn't it? And it's awesome to see these F1 cars pounding around circuits we've not seen before. I personally love it.
Yeah, me too.
Perez, I don't think it's going to improve. Oh, he does improve, actually, because he was 1.2 off, and he goes 4th. Lovely. That's exactly where you wanted. Now, Tommy, he has a one grid penalty. Place grid penalty. What does that mean for your predictions?
Oh, they don't count because we did them before that.
Okay.
I will just say, one place grid penalty. Has that ever happened before? That seems like it probably wasn't his fault, but we should probably penalise him for something.
Right, big lap for George Russell here to continue his unbeaten streak in qualifying. Nicholas Latifi looks like he has the upper hand at the moment.
Big lap for Russell coming. Yeah, like you say, this is his qualifying record. His qualifying record is on the line here.
It's interesting when we go to a track that none of the drivers have been. Oh wow, 3 tenths up on Russell. Hello, on Norris. Sorry. Oh,
that's it. Surely.
Yeah, surely that's. Oh my god, that could be it.
For people not watching qualifying, that yelling was that George Russell.
He's still up on Norris somehow.
What? Oh, surely he's not. It's going to have to be the most incredible final sector. What is, George
Russell. Why are we watching Magnussen? I don't care. I want to see what Russell's doing.
Yeah, very strange for them to show Magnussen. George Russell's going to...
Russell goes 12th! Unbelievable!
He did it!
Why did they not stay on board with him? Russell 12th.
Oh,
what a lap.
Timer's going off. Sorry, chat. Sorry. Every time.
Is there a little alarm?
Yeah, every time it goes off.
What a lap from Kimi. Sorry, 9th.
Oh, Grosjean goes 10th. Latifi's out. What's Latifi going to do? He's not improving. So Russell's out, but I think he's going to maintain.
Wow, Russell keeps his...
How on earth has Russell kept his unbeaten streak?
Oh, wow.
Ricardo up to P7. Vettel's 18th.
This is Vettel. No, where is Vettel?
Sainz 8th.
Norris is last. We've not really mentioned that.
Where's Lando?
Norris is...
Albon goes 4th. Oh, here we go. Here comes Lando.
Lando and Vettel. Here they come.
Vettel didn't improve in
Lando...
the first sector.
8th, so he's made it. That was close.
Vettel's going to be close.
Vettel's going to...
14th. Gasly's out.
He's just made it. Gasly?
Leclerc up to P6. Kvyat improved. Vettel on the cusp, but no one else is going to improve.
Wow.
Goodness me.
Race winner from last time out, Pierre Gasly, is out in Q1.
Deary me.
That was pretty crazy. What an end to the session that was.
Did they just do what? I'm pretty sure that means shit, doesn't it?
What did he say?
Ah, Pluton.
Oh.
Doesn't that mean shit?
What? I don't know. I
think it does, chat, doesn't it? Unless I'm wrong. My French is completely wrong.
I thought merde was...
Albon up in P4. Hello.
Yeah, great lap
Why
from Albon.
Why did I have faith in Albon last week and not this week?
Yeah. Oh, as if Vettel has just scraped through.
Vettel 15th, Leclerc 6th.
Wow. He is just checked out, hasn't he? Vettel's just getting to the end of this season now. So
people are saying it's the F word. People are saying it's the S word. People are saying it's all sorts of stuff. Chat, you're having an absolute nightmare here. A lot of you are clearly wrong. How on earth?
How on earth has he done that?
Sorry about that lap. Also beats Latifi.
I mean, I'd be gutted. I'm almost not gutted that he's not gone through just because he's got that
Keeps his
record
qualifying
still.
record,
Yeah.
That was a pretty good Q1, actually. Seems like the pace all the way down the field isn't actually that much different.
Yeah. Very. It's so close in the midfield. I think the reason Monza was so good is because you essentially saw that midfield just battling for the race.
Yeah.
It really was a case of get rid of Red Bull with Mercedes and you get an amazing race.
How many minutes we got coming up now? So it was 18, then it's 15. Tommy?
What's that?
I'm asking how many minutes do we have coming up?
That's a very good question.
16?
15? 16? I feel like it's 16 or 15.
I think it's probably 16, but it's fine. I can change it if not. It's fine. Oh dear, that's... Why is that?
I really should know this, but I'm always like looking down tweeting at this point, not really looking how the timer is.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Okay. Can hear some comms, Tommy. You might have to turn it down a bit, mate.
Okay. Turn it down. Don't want to get a strike.
No thanks.
Vettel, did we go through? Yes. Oh, he sounded surprised. Vettel, 4-time world champion, being surprised that he's made it into Q2.
Oh my God.
Was that on his quick lap?
McGee.
Swappy McGee. Did we actually run through who's gone out?
No, because it's not on screen.
We haven't.
Right now.
I've got it.
Okay.
Gasly, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi, Magnussen. What a shocker from Magnussen. Grosjean got 14th, and Magnussen's dead last.
Maybe Grosjean just did the lap of his life.
Yeah. The Haas is an unusual one, isn't it? They seem to really struggle with knowing what's best for that car. So many times you've seen, even when they had like a good car, it would. Was it last year that Magnussen would like bang it in P5 in Q3 and then be dead last in Q2 or something, and it made no sense.
Yeah, that's the Haas for you.
Yeah, very, very strange.
No, Russell definitely didn't gain time from going off the track. Shouldn't that be eliminated for track limits? No, it's only when you gain time. He was in the gravel, so I don't think that was the best.
They've actually,
line for it.
So yeah, it's only turn 14 where they enforce track limits on this track because I guess that's the FIA's way of saying we believe the only way you could actually gain time on this track is to cut over that chicane. Anything else is not really gaining a huge amount of time.
Mm.
And the beauty of there being gravel everywhere is the fact, like you say, that if they run wide, you're just going to rake your own lap. They don't need to go into a big steward's room.
FP1, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to go in a steward's room and go, what did he gain? Did he not? What was his exit speed? What you can see they're in the gravel. There's no way Russell gained any time there. I mean, surely he'd have been into Q2 had he not done that.
There's the stats for Ferrari's 1000th race, 238 wins of their 999 races, 15 drivers' titles, 16 constructors.
Just thought of something really bad. Imagine, well, no, I'm not, I'll jinx them, but imagine if they get a DNS and it doesn't count. So it wouldn't actually count as their 1000th race. Because I always find that weird that starts, you actually have to start the race. So
but
people
both
that
of them
were
would have
in
the DNS.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they would just roll it out for one lap if they possibly
yeah. Just put it on the grid, and even if it breaks down.
I will turn on the timer.
14 minutes. Oh no, sorry, 15 minutes, but we're already at 14 minutes.
Yeah, 14 now. Lovely.
So who do we reckon is going out in this session. I think it's pretty close to call. You'd say that Raikkonen and Grosjean aren't going to make it. Kvyat's probably a stretch as well. So
I think Norris is looking in.
Vettel as well. And yeah, Lando's not looking quick. I wonder if he's maybe leaving a bit of time on the table because of the shock of him going off in practice, where you kind of know if you dip a wheel on the gravel, you're going in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, Mercedes out on softs. So they don't feel either comfortable going on mediums or they don't think it's the best tyre to start on.
I still need to get rid of that rule. I hate that rule so much.
Yeah.
Why would you not want different compounds? Because last race showed that even when you can't overtake, it's a good race. So even if they couldn't overtake, you think that, say, someone crazy like Albon's like, oh, I'll risk it on the medium because he gets to choose. You're going to, a safety car or any kind of race issue, he's on a different strategy, back behind the safety car on the best tyres, free pit stop or whatever, and it mixes up the order. But unfortunately, they
don't do that.
They don't do that. Oh wow! Here
That's
comes
very slow.
I am really surprised. They do say it a lot that going that slowly can't be getting your tyre temps in and stuff.
I mean, I think they probably know what they're doing.
You reckon?
Tommy's like goes over the radio. Lewis, I don't think you should be going that slowly, mate.
Yeah.
How many poles have you got? God, Jesus. Yeah, but what's your
10.
I rating? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know. That's how long I haven't played it for.
Higher than Lewis's, probably.
That's true.
So Hamilton, as you can see, completely and utterly stuck to the road, very close
Ooh.
to the gravel there. 26.9 first sector. What's Verstappen going to do in response?
Look at the speed through this section. They're flat out through that corner. That's the corner that's called Angry. Have you heard about this?
No.
The word means, in Italian, it's a kind of translation where it means angry but also hungry at the same time. So it's kind of hangry. Oh, that's not
ideal.
I find this track really difficult to get out of the way. I wonder if traffic in the race could be quite an issue, because it's difficult to. It is genuinely difficult to get out of the way. I don't think it's the driver's fault. There's not really any way for you to. There's no long straights. That's outrageous.
Verstappen. Okay, 15.4. Okay. Let's go, Max.
Come on.
Bottas popping a little 15.4 as well. 15.3.
Okay.
Game on.
Not
Stroll pop in a 15.3 as well.
Why not?
No. 16.2.
Okay. 10th. Maybe it's not so.
Ocon. Okay. Oh, Vettel. What's Vettel going to do? Oh, dear. Oh, my God. A 17.0. What's Charles Leclerc going to pop in response? A 16.3. I mean, Vettel, you've got to say, he's very washed up at the moment.
Yeah. He's just not with it anymore, is he? He doesn't like the car. His head's already at Aston Martin.
Albon P4 again. I mean, he's half a second off Verstappen, but this is the thing, though, isn't it? Albon is still very much off Max's pace, but Red Bull are on the pace here. So therefore, Albon has a much better chance of starting 4th or 5th.
I would be interested to see the reaction if it stayed like this, and whether people do applaud Albon and they're like, "Wow, he's turned it around." Because
but he hasn't. That's
it's
the
the
thing.
same. Yeah, he hasn't. It's the same time.
It's just Red Bull and the performance of the car.
Yeah, exactly.
So who's in trouble here then? Sainz hasn't had a particularly good lap. Charles Leclerc still bringing that dog of a Ferrari into the top 10.
Yeah, dead impressive. So kind of who we expected out at the moment. Kvyat, Vettel, Raikkonen, Grosjean, but Sainz is 12th, which is a surprise, I'd say.
Yeah, we expected Lando to be there potentially.
Yeah, it's going to be probably going to be a battle between, say, them two and Ocon maybe for the last spot. You'd think Perez would improve with Stroll being up in sixth.
Danny Rick saying that lap was pretty decent, got me out of breath. What a legend.
There's talk that they're going to
Ooh.
be. Oh, Twitchy McGee. There's talk that they're going to be shattered during the race
Because
because
of how many
they're
direction
pulling
changes. Yeah.
6G, and you don't get a break apart from that straight, and then you're back in constantly. So, yeah, going to be quite an
Race of
interesting race.
attrition,
No, I don't think that.
but of physical.
It would be interesting to see, a lapse in concentration, because you do see cars go off, and if you go off here, you're going in the wall. You're not just going in the runoff, and so I think that would be an interesting point.
Imagine if they could just go ham the entire race. Like the tyres don't degrade. It's a one stop. They're on Bridgestones, and they just go 100% throughout the entire race. They'd be absolutely shattered.
I've not seen the tyre talk this weekend.
It
Is
is
it
the
two-stop?
hardest compounds. So
Yeah, of course they
to be
have.
safe, because they didn't know how it would react, I guess.
But yeah, I always just think if they have to pit twice, they have to pit twice. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work like that.
No. So right now we've got Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Albon, Ricciardo, Stroll, Leclerc, Ocon, Perez and Norris, your top 10. Here's a replay of Max Verstappen. What's happened here? Oh, hello. What is that?
I always think with stuff like that, I know they could release them at any time, but it's not the end of the world for Verstappen to just slow down a little bit, is it?
No.
Like the way he kind of turned around him and then was waving his hand and saying like, "Oh my God, it's ridiculous,"
He
which
could
is
have
so
just pressed the
funny
brakes.
because, yeah, or just ease off the accelerator and just give him a bit of space. It does make me laugh that they care so much about things like that. You hear it in practice when they get like blocked in practice and they're going absolutely crazy. It's like, it's practice. But that's why they're racing drivers and not to me.
I love you, Matt and Tommy, says Alexander Hatherley. We love you too.
Thank you very much.
Matt and Tom talk to us. There you go, Sharad. We're talking to you right now.
We are.
Guys, Albon is British, though. He's not, is he?
He's not. He's Thai.
Thai.
That is the license he uses. I mean, yes, he was born in the UK, I believe.
Are
But
Netflix filming a series this year? Yes, they are.
yeah, they are. It's going to be a strange one. They were actually filming, weren't they, during all the lockdown as well? Because I think when George Russell did a guide of his kind of sim racing setup, they said, "Oh, this is a camera for Netflix." So I think there'll be a little bit about that as well. Interestingly, the Ferrari episode this year is Monza, where they both retired. So that should be interesting.
Sam Dillon, what is the quali tyre rule? You guys talk about it all the time, but never explain what it is. Sorry, Sam. So Q2,
okay.
The fastest time that they set is the tyre that they start on in the race. So sometimes you'll see Mercedes go out on mediums because they've got the performance advantage, but they want that the mediums are also the best race tyre to start on because they can go longer into the race. It gives them more strategy options. But a lot of the other guys will have to start on softs because they simply don't have the pace in qualifying in order to make it into Q3. So they sacrifice the start of the race to try and get into Q3 because obviously then they'd have a higher grid position. So Tommy's argument is get rid of the rule of starting on whatever tyre you qualify on in Q2 because it then gives us more of an open strategy race where you could have Hamilton starting on softs but then Bottas decides, you know what, I'm going to go on the hards, and you just have a completely different race, which is similar to what we see in F2 with their two tyre compounds. We'll see some of the drivers start on softs and some of the drivers start on the hards.
Nailed it.
There you go. Boom. It's almost like I watched F1.
Yeah, we'd love to see it. Unfortunately, we don't get to see it. And they're all starting on softs in this time, which is why, if you're ever confused why sometimes a driver, say like Hamilton, say pretend he'd done that lap on a medium, he might go out on a soft, worrying he's gonna not make it, and then they back off at the end.
Yeah.
Which is why they do that, so they don't have to set the time, which would then force them into that tyre. So that's happened a few times this year, actually, I think.
Right, Perez is going to have to get a move on. Behind
He
Stroll
is.
again in qualifying. Lance Stroll has absolutely turned it around. His qualifying was the thing that really affected him in a lot of races. He was knocked out in Q1 countless times. Now, he seems to have really got a grip of it.
He's fourth in the World Championship, and we seem to get a little bit of stick on the podcast for talking him up. And I'm sorry. I know, people do the excuse of like daddy's money and all that kind of stuff. But if you're there and you're delivering, you deserve to be there. You can't do anything else. And we said about the kind of Aston Martin news that Perez had to absolutely wipe the floor with Stroll to have any chance. And he's not done that, you have to say.
No, and Sergio is not really improving at the moment. He's a second off of Hamilton. He's green in Sector 1 and 2, which means it is a personal best, but not by much at all. Unless he is quicker than Hamilton in this final sector, he's going to most likely stay ninth.
They need to get rid of the gap to Hamilton because it doesn't mean anything for these guys.
There needs to be it doesn't improve.
Wow.
Stroll is improving
shocker.
as well.
Shocker for Perez.
Everybody's improving, actually. So let's see what Lance Stroll does. Opens DRS, does he? Where's the DRS? There it is.
Well, great run out the final corner.
Vettel
It didn't
is
go as
slightly
wide.
down, and Stroll doesn't improve either.
Wonder if the track evolution changed a bit. Because
Maybe
no
it's
one
got a bit
seems to be
hotter,
improving.
potentially,
Yeah, no one's improving.
So to give people an understanding of what track evolution means, when they start in Q1, the track is green, which means it's the least grippy, and the more the cars go round, the more rubber's laid down. Let's just see what Vettel comes over the line and does. He stays 13th, improves, but stays 13th. That is Vettel out of Q2. Leclerc doesn't improve either. This is very important.
No one's improving. Oh, Raikkonen just popped in ahead of Vettel.
Wow, Raikkonen ahead of Vettel. What's Lando going to do? He's right on the cusp at the moment. He's got his teammate behind him, and he doesn't improve.
He could be out here.
And Carlos Sainz coming around the final corner. He's improved in Sector 1 and Sector 2 and has looked the better of the two McLaren teammates. We've got a yellow flag, which has now just gone. Carlos Sainz coming towards the line. What time is he going to put in? Oh, he displaces Lando, and he puts Lando out of qualifying. Oh, someone's been off. You can see the gravel in the background.
They've had a big off,
Ocon
yeah.
7th.
Great lap from Ocon.
Grosjean. I don't imagine this is going to set the world alight, and it does not. But anyway, I was just saying about track evolution. The track can get quicker as the cars go round and round and round, but also if the track temperature changes, if it gets hotter, the track will usually get slower because the tyres will overheat. But if it gets colder, then the track can get quicker. So if it gets colder and there's been cars going round and round and round, that's when we see quicker track evolution or a big step up in times.
Yeah, we're. It's almost not a surprise anymore, is it? That Vettel's going out in Q2.
Nope.
A big shame, and I mean the fact that Raikkonen's beaten him is.
Vettel's going to be raging 4 thousandths of a second, and he is 5 thousandths of a second, and he's starting 2 places ahead of him. Where he is now.
Although 14th, 12th. So yeah, order for anyone not watching. Norris is out. Kvyat, Raikkonen, Vettel, Grosjean.
Oh, all right. No worries.
All right, no worries. Slightly less energetic on the radio than he was in practice.
Lando not particularly angry.
Nope.
Seemed like maybe McLaren expected this. Because Sainz is only 10th,
Sainz has only just made it. So,
and
yeah,
to be
it did
fair,
seem
starting
like
11th gets free choice of tyre. That's another thing as well with the Q2 tyre rule. The people that don't make it to Q3, here's Kvyat's. Yeah, you could see that gravel.
That was a
dust
more
kick up.
extreme than George Russell.
But the Q2 tyre rule doesn't apply to the people that do not get through to Q3. So 11th all the way down to 20th get free choice of tyre.
Yeah. So, if anything, Lando is probably arguably in a better position than Sainz, because you could argue Sainz probably isn't going to make it any higher than 9th.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have Lando there. He gets to choose his tire. He'll go off strategy a little bit. You'd think he'd maybe choose something a little bit different just to gamble, essentially. Start the race on the mediums. Overtaking is going to be really difficult. If he passes, if look at it this way, if he passes Sainz and someone else at the start on the mediums, and they're all starting on the softs, that's a huge advantage because they're not going to get past him because it's going to be difficult to overtake. And he's going to have a massive tire advantage. So probably why he's not too miffed about finishing 11th.
No.
There was the kind of joke, isn't there, that 11th is probably the best place to be if you're not
scraping through.
If you're scraping through.
Can imagine to see Lando at least on the mediums tomorrow. Renault's still looking strong considering it's more of a downforce track, and we were speaking about them having a skinny setup. But Renault looking pretty good, has to be said.
Yeah, Gasly looking a bit, very different to how he did after Monza.
That is a wake-up call, isn't it? That's a full comeback down-to-earth moment. What's Gasly got to say? Free practice was really good, apparently, from Gasly. Made a few changes that didn't take him in the right direction. And he ran out of energy 300 metres before the line. Things like that you don't even really
hear about,
or know about as a spectator, do you?
No, the kind of electrical. Sorry, the electrical employment was something. I think it was in Spa when Verstappen maybe just missed out on out qualifying Bottas, and he was there on the radio like, "Oh, I just ran out of energy," and obviously you have no idea, but they will know how much kind of electrical energy they've got, and they have to use it around the lap, don't they? So it's strange though because that's something that you don't hear much about, like you're saying, and they don't really. I guess it's too difficult, and it'd probably make it too confusing. Like they try enough with the tires, which sometimes can be too confusing. But to try and do it if you've got all that coming up on the screen as well, I feel like it would probably be a bit too much.
So one thing that absolutely bugs me is why do they have different camera angles for their side-by-side comparisons?
Yeah.
Why? What is the reason?
Well, they all have a T-cam, and I guess they don't turn some of them on. Because they, so like, sometimes it'll be that angle, and sometimes it'll be the above angle, and I don't think maybe they pick them before the start of each race. I'd love to know, but it makes it really hard to compare because obviously you're looking at a different angle, and I don't know if I particularly like the lower T cam anyway, because the halo just gets in the way. Do you remember when when the Halo got first introduced and they didn't move the camera from where it was in 2017 and you couldn't see anything? And I think they used it in Free Practice 1 and everyone on Twitter was just like screenshotting it going like, oh
what
my
the
God,
hell is this?
What is this? What have they done? And then they never used it for the rest of the season because that's built into the way the cars are designed, so they couldn't change it. Because a lot of the teams build their not build their cars around a camera, but obviously it's part of the aero. So
interesting point. Just looking at the timings, Grosjean's Q2 time would have only got him, I think it was 18th or 19th in Q1. So I think it was a lap of the gods from Grosjean to get into Q2 originally because he only put in a 17.2 in Q2 and he finished 15th.
Wow. I wonder if he got a slipstream or something down the main straight, or who knows. But yeah, great lap from Grosjean. Fair play. Yeah, Lance Stroll, impressive session from him.
Yeah, Stroll had. Yeah, people are saying that Stroll does have an upgrade where Perez does not. So that could be the reason for the slight difference. Right, who is your shout for pole position? Is it Hamilton? Is it Bottas? Is it Verstappen? Or is it Albon? Albon. Yep. I mean, I wish I put him in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm interested to know if Albon has upgrades for this race or not. Um,
Yeah, that would explain
compared to
why he's half a second slower rather than a second. Is that what you're trying to say, Tommy?
yeah. So yeah, it looks like Verstappen is our only hope, but at least it seems like Bottas is challenging Hamilton.
Until we get to
But
Q3 and Bottas is half a second off.
Until we get to the first corner and he's ninth.
So you reckon Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc? I reckon Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Leclerc, Sainz. What do we think, chat? Right, I want a vote. Either right, Matty or Tommy, as to which prediction you think is going to get more points. What is going to be more accurate? Go. I want to see a Matty or a Tommy. Anyway, carry on, Tommy, you were saying.
Yeah, I kind of regret my Perez prediction now. I know that he's not going to have the upgrades and probably be up there.
I love YouTube and just how somebody will come into the chat and just go, "Shut up, Matt," and then they'll just leave.
This just sums up "Shut up, Matt" and "Shout me out, Matt" within seconds of each other.
I think there's more Tommies than Matties. There's a
Marty in there.
Marty, God. I think more people think you than me. I think it's probably because I have Leclerc up there in P4, but Leclerc has been there or thereabouts.
To be honest, it's probably because you got Verstappen splitting the Mercs as well.
Yeah, maybe.
I went a lot safer.
Shut up, Matt.
Perez to Red Bull. Tammy. People are definitely just spelling our names slightly differently to get a shout out.
Motti. Right, let me load up for Q3. When are we starting? Waiting for the countdown. I might put it at 11:55 actually.
Mommy. Totti.
Mommy. Here we go.
Tomati. Tomo.
Q3 is now underway. 57, 56, 55. Go. There we go. Timer is on and running. And we are ready for Q3. Here we go. Come on, let's have a surprise. Let's get a Verstappen in the mix, at least on the front row. That would be nice for the race tomorrow.
It would. It's not a huge... it's not a huge run down to turn one, because I think the grid is quite a long way down the straight, so...
We could see some quite interesting moves into turn one, though, because you can kind of sweep round, can't you?
It'd be strange, though, because will they even be braking into turn one really that much?
I imagine they will be braking, Tommy.
Not much, though. It's not a heavy braking zone, is it, from a standing start? So
yeah, fair.
They take a lot of speed into it, but I guess there'll be heavy fuel and low tyres, so yeah, it could be an interesting...
Look at
my
the
word. That is outrageous.
When
94 poles.
Only had 68.
And I remember thinking that's unbeatable. Schumacher's 68 poles, and Hamilton's now got 94.
Poles.
That's never getting beaten. I know we say this about everything, but especially if they start implementing reverse grids and stuff, which now apparently look like an inevitability for next year.
They're looking for their 7th consecutive front row lockout right now. It's Mercedes.
Yeah.
And if Bottas was better, they'd probably have had every single one.
Yep. Very true.
Here we
It was
go.
interesting, our podcast with Jensen Button. If you've not seen that yet, you asked the question, didn't you, Matt, of kind of like, could anyone finish second in a Mercedes to Hamilton? And his answer was yes.
Sorry, say that again?
When you asked Jensen Button in our podcast to say, like...
Oh, could anyone be Bottas?
Could anyone be Bottas? And he said yes. Everyone on the grid could do what Bottas is doing. So, interesting.
Right, what's Carlos Sainz got? I need him to put in a pretty decent lap to start P5, but I don't think that McLaren has it in the tank. Let's see. I think it's a high 26 you need for the first sector, if you're a Mercedes at least. And he does a 28.1. Sorry? That's so slow. That's like 1.2 off Hamilton.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, look, Stroll's done a 27.4. Sainz has had an absolute shocker of a first sector.
They just don't... I feel like McLaren have maybe suffered a bit more from the power unit thing here, because apparently they had quite a decent party mode, apparently. So I wonder if that's hurting them here compared to maybe other teams.
26.8 Hamilton does in the first sector. Sainz the 28.1.
That's outrageous, isn't it?
I think that
And
was
that's not even the next kind of 3 corners, which are all flat, which Mercedes are going to be unreal through.
Yeah.
Sainz then,
oh
first
dear,
time.
that is a dreadful time. 17.8. That wouldn't have got him out of Q1.
I was thinking that, yeah.
What's Lance Stroll going to do? A 16.3, much better. Hamilton, well, actually Bottas, fastest in the first sector. Hamilton coming towards the line now. Verstappen not setting any purples. Is Hamilton going to do a 14? No, so close, a 15.1.
Wow.
Jesus, Bottas, please put yourself in the mix, my friend. Get it over the line. Oh, it's so close. 600ths of a second. P2 for Bottas. Verstappen now flying towards the line. Can he get anywhere near the Mercedes? I think it's going to be a mid-15, and it is. It's a 15.5. What a shame.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Leclerc's not even opened DRS yet, and he's into the 1 minute 15. He's done a 1:17.7. Albon, okay, 15.9.
Decent.
Ricciardo goes P6. So right now it's Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Albon, Stroll, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz, and Perez hasn't set a time, and neither has Ocon so far. So
Very
now,
interesting that Leclerc and Sainz surely can't be 2.5 seconds off.
No, I think
Have they gone off maybe a slight mistake on their lap?
An old set of tyres, potentially.
Yeah. Wonder if Ocon is choosing not to set a lap time. It'd be odd, or just do one run. Maybe just do one run.
Yeah, probably
Risk
Ocon
it.
run out
Yeah,
save
save some tyres, yeah.
He might have used too many in Q1, to be fair.
So, first run done. 0.05 off Hamilton, Bottas's. So, it's looking like shock battle between Hamilton, Bottas.
So it was used tyres for Leclerc, used tyres for Sainz, and you could see the performance drop off.
So can Bottas deliver? The thing is, even if Bottas gets pole, it's turn 1 for him, isn't it? We need to see that racecraft from him.
Yeah. Sergio starting his flying lap.
Interesting that Perez has just gone completely against everyone else. And
again, it might be that he just only has one set of new softs left.
And he just wants a clear run.
Yeah.
I guess you don't get anything from a slipstream here, do you? Or anything like that.
Let's see how decent he is through the first sector. My God, 0.6 of a second. That is just monumental. Monumental how quick Mercedes are in a 26-second sector.
Yeah, that's huge in Formula 1, isn't it? 0.6. And it only gets worse. Because those next corners, nearly a second slower in Sector 2. And here he comes round the final. Did you watch George Russell's
talk through?
And he spotted a flag in the background of that final corner for the wind direction. That's amazing, isn't it?
So clever. Perez goes P5.
Wow.
Well, Tommy's prediction of P4 just out by Alex Albon, but he's 0.3 behind Albon, to be fair.
And he's got a one-place grid penalty to come. Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. Who could have predicted that top 3?
Oh, I tried to mix it up with my prediction, everybody. I tried to, throw a little bit of caution to the wind, and the wind has blown caution right back.
It's fine. You've predicted a boring Mercedes 1-2 in the podcast, and we know what happened when we did that last time. So.
And I said it would be a completely dry race as well, didn't I?
Yeah. What is the weather forecast tomorrow? Let me have a look.
What is it? Oh, God. Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Albon, Perez, Stroll, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz, Ocon. Your top 10. Can I change my mind to Tommy? No, it's too late. Yeah,
let's have a look.
I'm not raving about Albon until he's within 0.2 of Verstappen.
Yeah, you need to be
everybody,
looking at
like,
times, not results.
yeah, it's the time
I know that
to
sounds really
max.
savage, and we don't dislike Albon. We like Albon. He's a wonderful guy.
Like, it, yeah, exactly. It's not the fact, as I've mentioned before, it's the performance of the Red Bull which clearly suits this track, but Albon is still 4 tenths off Max, which is closer maybe than he has been. So we have to
Yep.
give him some credit, but he's not where he's going to be safe in that Red Bull seat, because
Do you want to
we've
hear?
seen the midfield close up to Red Bull.
Okay, I've got the weather for tomorrow.
Yeah,
0% chance of rain all day. So
1
pretty
point.
much as likely as everything else.
Oh dear.
I mean, it was 100 at Spa and it didn't rain, so
Yeah,
you
that's
never know.
ridiculous, isn't it?
Maybe it works opposite. Raining at the water park.
It's all right. Monza
Yeah, where's
showed
someone-
that we don't need rain.
Rain. We just need Mercedes not to be in the race.
Something that I'll go fair play, Albon, is tomorrow he sends it up the inside of Max
Absolutely. Agreed.
and gets a great start, sends it.
Or Bottas.
I don't even know if he'll be allowed to overtake Max, you know. Unless Max
Yeah.
gets a dreadful start, I reckon in the briefing they go, don't overtake Max, because Max is their only chance of winning the race tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you
that's very
married,
true.
Tommy? He's married to Formula One.
I am actually married, yeah.
And he is actually married as well. Two minutes and 22 seconds remaining of Q3 for the Tuscan Grand Prix. Final prediction, everybody. Who's going to be on pole after you've seen the first runs? Give it to me. Hamilton, Bottas, is it going to be a wonder lap from Verstappen? I don't think so. But let's see.
Right.
Here we go. Let's watch this
Here we
Mercedes do a 114 around here. This is crazy because these are the hardest set of softs that they can provide Pirelli, so I can only imagine how quick they'd be on the
Be in
soft
the
ones.
113s.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. It looked a bit
Oh, what a ride
out
on
of shape in
board.
that corner.
You can never
Yeah.
tell, can you? You can never tell with these camera angles, as much as it looks
No.
cool.
They don't really add anything, I feel. Like it's mainly
of
for
the
the
sponsors,
sponsors.
isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Hamilton down by a tenth. This is Bottas's chance, but we don't have Bottas's sectors on the screen.
He's still on his outlap.
Oh, is he?
He's gone very late.
He has actually, yeah.
Bottas is
So he's only
going
just
for
started.
the big finale from Bottas. Here we go.
Oh, yellow flag, sector 1. Is that Bottas? No, because Leclerc's already
Leclerc.
gone through first sector.
Who's off?
I don't think it
They're
is
not-
Leclerc, because Leclerc's already gone through sector 1.
There, it's still
It
yellow.
might be
So
Bottas.
what is the yellow flag? I'd love to know. I wonder if someone's gone off in the gravel and
Is
it's
Hamilton going to improve?
covered there.
Let's see. He's not been up the
Amazing
whole lap.
sector 2 though.
No. Verstappen,
wasn't
does he improve?
Go on,
No.
Max.
Oh, he does improve, but doesn't get any further higher. Leclerc on new softs now. What's he going to achieve? P5! Let's go, Charles!
Wow. I'm on for 4 out of
Ocon has
5
stopped.
here.
Okay. Oh, Bottas so slow. GG's.
I mean, could you ever? Oh, for God's sake! Is that just Valtteri Bottas in a nutshell?
I'm going to stop the timer before it breaks everybody's ears. Lovely.
It just cuts to him, and he's cruising round. He's not done it. Did he get affected by the first
yeah, he
sector
did.
or what?
He did, yeah. He got affected by Ocon stopping
Ah,
or slowing down
dear.
in sector 1. And that is Hamilton's 95th pole position.
Wow. '95th pole. Bottas, this
So
is your
Albon-
chance to send it into turn 1 tomorrow. You're
Exactly.
alongside.
Just send it. And same for Albon, although I don't really want it to because I want Max to actually challenge Mercedes tomorrow. Leclerc has to be the standout performance. P5 in that Ferrari, beating both the Racing Points, both the Renaults. It's a fair play. Fair play. And here's Ocon. Oh my God.
Oh, that was a big moment.
Does he hit the wall? No, he does not. Oh, Esteban. Oh, he'd lost it before he even got out there.
Yeah. My internet connection is unstable, apparently.
Huh.
Oh, no, it's fine. I thought
Right.
it was going to be... Yeah, it's like, Frank, are you by the router again?
No, you're still here. And here's Bottas. I guess he would have...
Oh, yeah. He's coming into the corner.
He's just looked over at Ocon and gone, thanks, mate.
Yeah. Oh, well, completely backed
Cheers,
off.
bud.
No chance. Well, I mean, he's still on the front row. So, while he's been on pole before and not really challenged Hamilton, so this is where you need to send it. If you can't do it in qualifying,
just get a good
send
start.
it into turn 1.
I have a feeling Verstappen will beat Bottas to turn 1, if anything, to be honest.
100%. I think it's hard to know because I want Bottas to get Hamilton because normally that makes a better race. But I feel like if Verstappen's ahead of Bottas, he will push Hamilton as much as he possibly can, which you never, they tend to be a little better in race pace normally.
Yeah.
Even without the engine modes. And yeah, going to be interesting. I think it's going to be it's going to be an intriguing race. I know people have seemed very downbeat about not going to be able to overtake, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fascinating to see what happens.
Indeed. Well, there you have it. That is the end of the Tuscan Grand Prix qualifying. Why did somebody say Leclerc is P4? He's absolutely not. He's P5, unless someone has a penalty that I don't know about. I don't think so.
Yeah,
he's starting P5. And that is it. Almost.
Absolutely.
So close. I was very close with my Leclerc prediction. You actually got Leclerc in P5.
I got 4 out of 5. I got 4 out of 5. I've got 4 out of 5 3 times out of 4 now.
And I got 1.
Which?
God damn it. It's fine. I went for something different.
Yeah. It's the thing is, I'm always like, oh wow, what a great prediction. Picks Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen as the top 3, and then you can't really claim that, can you? You can't be like, oh yes, I am Jesus. I have predicted this thing that's not going to happen. I mean, that's the most obvious prediction ever. So, yeah, impressive Leclerc though. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, what a performance with Vettel not even making it into Q3. So let's hope he can fire up there because it's going to be difficult to overtake. So he could essentially put if he gets top 5. I mean, that's an amazing result for Ferrari, and it'll give him something to smile about.
With Vettel out in Q2.
Tommy, did you already post the meme? No, I better get on that.
Excellent. Right, thank you so much everybody for watching this qualifying watch along. Make sure you use hashtag WTF1 if you have any feedback, suggestions, what you loved, what you didn't love. As per usual, make sure to drop a like as well on this video before you go to say that you enjoyed. I hope you did. There's been over 4,000 of you watching for pretty much the entirety of it. There's Frank down there as well, so say hello to him. And Tommy,
the internet out this time.
Any final thoughts before we go?
Come on, Bottas or Verstappen for a dive bomb on Hamilton at the start, eh?
Yes, please.
Let's see. Let's go on. Let's have a challenge.
That would be nice. Hamilton not leading into turn 1. That's the dream. Right. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We'll see you for Internet's Best Reactions, which will be released tomorrow night, for the podcast on Monday, and then next time for the qualifying watch along, which will be in 2 weeks?
Is it Russia after this?
Yeah, actually, yeah. No, I need. There's something.
I think it's a 2-week break.
There won't be a qualifying watch along, at least not with me. No reason why. Well,
what could that be?
No idea. Anyway, take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now, do I end it now, or do I wait?